In this video, we are going over 5 ball control mistakes that soccer players make. That's coming up next. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is Dave and this is Simply Soccer, where we are creating videos almost every single day to help you improve your game and stand out on the pitch. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any of the videos that we release. I've said it many times on this channel, but I believe ball control and first touch to be one of the key fundamentals when it comes to any player's game. Because if you can't control the ball, if you can't make it do what you want it to do, then you're not going to be able to do much else. And having an amazing first touch, having amazing control can actually separate you from other players and make you more of a standout player. So I'm going to be going over 5 of the most common mistakes I see so you can avoid these and start learning how to control the ball better. Number 1 is a simple one, but make sure the reason your ball control is poor or the reason that you're making these mistakes isn't down to the fact you just haven't practiced this area enough. You know, how often are you actually getting out there and working on your ball control in different situations and your first touch? You know, the excuse of I don't have anyone to train with is just not an excuse to be made. You can use a wall or any other surface really to practice so many different areas of your ball control. You can kick the ball up and practice controlling it out of the air. And if you do have a mate who you can kick around with, there's so many ball control drills that you can do. So make sure the first mistake you're making isn't that you aren't actually practicing this area, because this is one I really believe should be practiced heavily. You can actually do multifaceted drills that involve ball control along with others. For example, when I practice my shooting, I love to do it against a wall, which then plays the ball back to me and gives me an opportunity to also take a good first touch. So find ways you can incorporate more first touch and ball control drills into your routines and into your practice, because this is an area you will be working on for as long as you're playing this sport, because it can always be refined and it can always be made better. Second mistake is taking dumb first touches. And what I mean by this is not really optimizing your first touch using directional control or making it so that your first touch is putting you in an advantageous position. You know, the amount of times, for example, I'll see a player with their back to the field take the touch and then have to take another touch to open up their body is way too many times to count, when they could have just had their body open, taken one touch to go forward. You know, learn how to take smarter touches to get into that space quicker. Learn, you know, what type of touch you should be taking in each situation. You know, we're going to go over this a little later, but it shouldn't be taking you 10 touches in order to control the ball or get into the space that you want to get into. So try to be more efficient with your first touch and a little more deliberate about it, instead of taking dumb touches that take up more time or cause you to be closed down or for space to close that was once available if you had taken a smarter first touch. Number 3 is a simple one, but just a reminder of kind of basic technique when it comes to first touch, and it's get your body behind it. Now, there will be situations where you can't do this, the ball's coming too fast and you just can't get your body behind it. But a lot of times players, instead of moving their body to the ball, they'll just stick out a leg or just kind of reach for it, which just makes it more likely you're going to make a mistake, and it also doesn't set you up well for your next touch. You know, ideally you want to get your body behind the ball and move to the ball instead of waiting for the ball to come to you or just reaching if the ball is a little bit far away from you. Now again, this will sometimes just happen and you have to adapt to that situation, and having better ball control will allow you to take touches that are further away from you and you have to reach for better. But you know, at least stick to the basic technique when you can, which is get your body behind the ball in most situations. Fourth mistake is taking way too many touches, and I alluded to this earlier, but if it should only take you 2 touches to control the ball down to your feet, don't take 5. If you can take 1 touch into the space instead of 3, take the 1 touch. And of course you need to train yourself to do this, as again it has to do with taking smart touches and not dumb touches. But the idea with most control is you want to get the ball down to your feet as soon as possible. You know, having the ball in the air just makes it easier for people to close you down, possibly steal the ball, for you to miscontrol it. So if it comes up in the air and you're taking way too many touches to get it down to the ground, or you have to take like 3 or 4 touches because you're miscontrolling it, then this needs to be worked on. You know, the idea usually is to take as few touches as you can as possible to bring it under control or to do what you're going to do. And again, this won't apply to every single situation, but it is going to apply to most situations. So again, work on bringing the ball down in 1 touch. Work on 2-touch passing, for example. You have to take 1 good first touch and then play it back. You know, work if the ball's in the air, using your chest to control it and cushion it, and then just bringing it down with your foot instead of juggling it a little and bringing it down, right? So the fewer touches, usually the better. This is something you want to keep in mind as you're practicing and as you're playing. Fifth mistake is using the wrong part of your body per situation. And what I mean is when you're trying to use your foot when the ball is at chest level, or trying to use another part of your foot when you should be using a different part. You know, there are many different ways to control the ball, using your chest, using your thighs, using different parts of your feet, even your head and shoulders in certain occasions, basically anything except your arms and your hands, right? So you need to learn how to control the ball with all these different parts. Although for the head and the shoulders, you usually don't need to practice that. But for chest down, you need to practice controlling the ball with all of your body, because sometimes the ball will be coming to you and the best thing to be doing is using your thigh, but because you haven't practiced that, you end up trying to use your foot and it becomes awkward, or you waste time. You know, there might be times where the better thing to do is try and control it with the outside of your foot, but because you haven't worked on that, you end up using the inside, and again, the chance doesn't pan out because you took too much time. You need to make sure you are competent at controlling it in all of these different ways, because if you're not, again, it's going to limit you when you're in the game. So just something to keep in mind, make sure you're not just practicing using the inside of your feet, for example, or just your feet, and you're not getting your thighs and chest involved, because ultimately the more areas of your body and the more parts of your feet that you can control the ball well with, and I'm also including your weak foot here, make sure you can control just as well, or at least close to just as well with your weak side, but the more parts of your body you can use to control the ball, the more efficiently you're going to be able to operate in matches. All right guys, question of the day is, out of all of these mistakes, which one do you need to work on the most? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks guys for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like button if this was something that helped you. I'm gonna put 2 other videos up on the screen now to help you continue to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. Get my free ebook, Game Changer, if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.